Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to English Mastery Hub. I'm so happy to see you here today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time to learn English. You are doing something important for your future, and I'm proud of you. Today's lesson is powerful. We're not just learning English, we are learning how to sound more natural, more fluent, and more confident when we speak. Let me ask you, do you sometimes feel like your English sounds too basic or too slow? Do you want to speak more like a native speaker? If you said yes, then this lesson is perfect for you. I'm going to share 10 advanced English phrases that I personally use every day, with friends, at work, in emails, and in casual talks. These are real, useful phrases that native speakers use all the time. So take your notebook, open your heart, and get ready. Let's grow your English together, one great phrase at a time. Let's talk about a useful phrase that many native English speakers use. Let's touch base. It's a small sentence, but it's very helpful. You will often hear this in work meetings, emails, or when people are making plans. If you want to sound more natural and confident in English, this is a great phrase to learn and use. What does it mean? Let's touch base means let's talk again later, but not a long talk, just a short, quick check-in. You can use it when you want to give someone a short update or confirm something. For example, if you and your friend are working on a school project, you can say, let's touch base tomorrow. That means, let's talk tomorrow and see how it's going. Even though the phrase says touch, you're not touching anything. It's just an expression that means, let's connect again soon. It's friendly and polite. This phrase is great to use in many situations. You can say it at work, in meetings, or in emails. You can also say it in casual conversations with friends. It's a good way to show that you are responsible and that you want to stay in contact. Why is this phrase powerful? Because it is short and professional. It sounds better than saying, we can talk later, or maybe we'll speak again. It shows that you are confident, clear, and ready to follow up. That's very important in jobs, school, and daily life. Here's an example. We've made some progress on the campaign. Let's touch base on Friday to go over the results. This means we finished part of the work, and we will talk again on Friday to check everything. Now it's your turn. Try to use this phrase in your own sentence. Think about someone you need to talk to again. Maybe it's a teacher, a classmate, or a coworker. Say something like, let's touch base tomorrow after class, or let's touch base next week about the project. The more you practice, the better you will remember. Use it in real life, and you'll sound more fluent and confident. Great job. Let's keep going. Let's learn another useful phrase that native English speakers use a lot. It's not set in stone. This is a friendly and helpful way to say that something is not final yet. It means the plan can still change. You can use this phrase when you are talking about dates, times, schedules, or decisions that are not 100% confirmed. For example, imagine you and your friend are planning a trip. You picked a date, but you're not sure if that day is perfect for everyone. You can say, don't worry, the date is not set in stone. This means we can still change it. Nothing is final yet. The phrase set in stone comes from old times when people would write or carve things into stone. If something was written in stone, it was permanent and could not change. But if it is not set in stone, it means it is flexible. It can be changed or adjusted. This phrase is useful in many situations. You can use it. when talking about work schedules, when planning a meeting or event, when making decisions with others. When you want to sound open and easy to work with, it helps people feel comfortable. It shows that you are not being too strict or bossy. You are saying, I'm open to ideas. Let's talk about it. Here's a good example. Our vacation dates are not set in stone. Let me know what works for you. This means we have a plan, but we can change it if needed. Just tell me what's best for you. This phrase is short, polite, and kind. It helps you speak in a nice way, especially when working with others. People like to hear this phrase because it makes them feel included in the decision. Now it's your turn. Try to make your own sentence using this phrase. Think of a plan you made that can still change. For example, the meeting time is not set in stone. We can move it if needed. Or, the menu is not set in stone. We can add more dishes later. Practice it a few times. Use it with friends, classmates, or co-workers. The more you use it, the more natural it will feel. Keep going. You're doing great. Let's learn a very useful phrase. I'm swamped. This phrase means you are very, very busy. You have many tasks to do, and it feels like you cannot handle everything. When you say, I'm swamped, you show that you are overwhelmed or have too much work. You can use this phrase when you want to explain why you cannot do something. Maybe you cannot go to a meeting, or you cannot meet a friend, or you cannot help someone right now. Saying, I'm swamped, is a polite way to say you are too busy. This phrase is better than just saying, I'm busy. When you say I'm busy, it sounds simple and normal. But when you say I'm swamped, it gives a stronger picture. It makes people understand that you have a lot to do. It helps others feel empathy, which means they understand and feel sorry for your situation. For example, if a friend invites you to lunch, but you have many tasks at work, you can say, I'm sorry I can't make it to lunch today. I'm absolutely swamped at work. This tells your friend clearly that you have too much work and cannot go. You can also use it at work or in school. For example, if your boss asks if you can do more work, you can say, I'm swamped with projects right now. This helps others know your situation better. Using this phrase makes your English sound natural and like a native speaker. It is common in casual conversations and even in professional talks. Try to use it when you want to explain being very busy. Some other ways to say it are, I'm overloaded, or I have too much on my plate. But I'm swamped is short, easy, and very clear. Practice using this phrase in your daily life. When you feel very busy, try to say, I'm swamped. It will help you speak English more naturally and confidently. Remember, everyone gets busy sometimes. Using this phrase helps you explain your situation in a friendly way. It also shows you are honest and clear about your time. So, next time you have a lot to do, don't just say, I'm busy. Say, I'm swamped. It makes your English stronger and more interesting. Let's talk about a very useful phrase. I'm swamped. This phrase means you are very, very busy. You have many things to do, and you feel like you cannot finish them all. When you say, I'm swamped, you tell people that you have too much work or too many tasks. You feel a little stressed because there is so much to do. You use this phrase when you want to explain why you cannot do something. For example, maybe a friend asks you to go out, but you have a lot of work or homework. You can say, I'm swamped, to explain that you are too busy and cannot go. This phrase is better than just saying, I'm busy. When you say, I'm busy, it sounds normal. but it does not show how much work you really have. When you say, "I'm swamped," it gives a stronger picture. It helps people understand that you have many things to do, and it makes them feel sorry for you. This is called empathy. For example, if your friend invites you to lunch, but you have too much work, you can say, "I'm sorry I can't make it to lunch today. I'm absolutely swamped at work." This sentence tells your friend clearly that you are very busy and cannot go. You can also use this phrase at work or school. If your boss or teacher asks if you can do more work, you can say, "I'm swamped with projects right now." This helps others understand your situation better. Using "I'm swamped" makes your English sound more natural. Native speakers use this phrase a lot in everyday conversations and even in professional talks. Try to use this phrase when you want to explain that you are very busy. Other phrases that mean the same thing are, "I'm overloaded" or "I have too much on my plate," but "I'm swamped" is short, simple, and easy to remember. Practice saying this phrase in your daily life. When you have a lot to do, say, "I'm swamped." It will help you speak English more naturally and with confidence. Remember, everyone gets very busy sometimes. Using this phrase helps you explain your situation clearly and kindly. It shows that you are honest and open about your time. So, next time someone asks if you are free and you have a lot to do, don't just say, "I'm busy." Say, "I'm swamped." It will make your English sound stronger and more interesting. Let's learn a very useful phrase, "We're on the same page." This phrase means that you and another person understand something in the same way. It means you both agree and have the same idea about a topic or plan. When you say, "We're on the same page," it shows that there is no confusion between you and the other person. You both know what to do next. You can use this phrase before you start working on something important. For example, before a project or a group task, you want to make sure that everyone understands the plan clearly. You want to check if you all have the same goals and ideas. If you say, "Let's make sure we're on the same page," you are asking if everyone agrees and understands the plan. This is very helpful to avoid problems later. This phrase is useful in meetings during teamwork or when talking with friends about plans. It helps to make sure no one is confused and that all people work well together. Why is this phrase important? Because it helps stop misunderstandings. When people are not on the same page, they might do different things or have different ideas. This can cause mistakes and problems. But when you are on the same page, everyone works smoothly and knows what to do. Also, using this phrase shows that you are a good leader or a good team player. It shows you care about clear communication and working together. For example, if you are working on a project with your team, you can say, "Before we start designing, let's make sure we're on the same page about the goals." This means, before we begin, let's check if everyone understands and agrees on what we want to do. You can also use it in daily life. If you plan a trip with friends, you might say, "Are we on the same page about the time to meet?" This means, do we all agree on the meeting time? Try to use this phrase when you want to check understanding and agreement. It makes your English sound natural and polite. Practice saying it in your conversations. It will help you speak English with confidence and sound like a native speaker. Remember, being on the same page is very important in any kind of teamwork or friendship. It helps everyone work better and feel happy. Next time you want to check if others understand your ideas, say, "Are we on the same page?" It's a smart and useful phrase for real life. Let's learn an important English phrase. I'll keep you posted. This is a very useful phrase that native speakers use often. It means you will give someone new information or updates when you have them. You tell this when you want to promise to share news later. For example, if you are working on something and your friend or coworker wants to know what is happening, you can say, "I'll keep you posted." This means you will tell them when there is news or changes. It is like saying, "I will update you," but in a friendly and professional way. You can use this phrase in many situations. It is common in emails, text messages, phone calls, or casual chats. For example, if you are planning an event but don't know all the details yet, you can say, "We're still working on the plan. I'll keep you posted." This lets the other person know that you will tell them when you have more information. This phrase is very polite and shows that you care about the other person's need to know what is happening. It is better than just saying, "I'll tell you later," because it sounds more thoughtful and responsible. Using "I'll keep you posted" helps you sound professional and friendly. It is a great phrase to use at work, with friends, or in any situation where people want updates. Here is an example sentence you can remember. "We're still finalizing the schedule, but I'll keep you posted." This means, we don't have the final plan yet, but I will tell you as soon as I know. Try to use this phrase when someone is waiting for news or information. It helps keep good communication and shows you are organized and caring. Practice saying it in your daily conversations. It will make your English sound natural and polite. Remember, good communication is very important in life. When you say, "I'll keep you posted," you promise to keep people informed. This builds trust and respect. Next time you want to let someone know you will update them, say, "I'll keep you posted." It's an easy, useful phrase that will help your English sound more fluent and professional. Today, we will learn a very useful English phrase. Let's play it by ear. This phrase is common among native English speakers. It means that you will decide what to do later without making a full plan now. You take things step by step and decide as the situation happens. When someone says, "Let's play it by ear," they want to keep things flexible. They don't want to plan everything in detail. Instead, they want to see how things go and make decisions later. It is like saying, "We will decide later," but in a more natural and friendly way. You can use this phrase in many everyday situations. It is good for casual talks with friends or family. For example, if you are not sure what you will do this weekend, you can say, "I'm not sure if I'll be free Saturday afternoon. Let's just play it by ear." This means you don't have a plan yet and want to decide on the day. People use this phrase when they want to be relaxed and easygoing. It shows that you can adapt and don't stress about strict plans. This makes you sound more friendly and flexible. Sometimes things change quickly, and it's hard to make a full plan. In these moments, saying, "Let's play it by ear," is perfect. It tells others you want to be open to change. For example, if you meet a friend but you don't know exactly what to do, you can say, "We don't have a plan yet. Let's just play it by ear and see what we feel like doing." This phrase is great to use with friends, family, or anyone you want to be relaxed with. It helps people feel comfortable because they know you are easy to work with. Remember, let's play it by ear is not for formal or work meetings. It is best for casual conversations. Try to use this phrase next time you are making plans that are not fixed. It will help you sound like a natural English speaker. Practice saying, "Let's play it by ear." Say it with friends or in your daily life. Using this phrase shows you are flexible, friendly, and easygoing. These are good qualities in English conversations. So, when you don't want to make a strict plan, just say, "Let's play it by ear." It's an easy and useful phrase to know. Today, let's learn an important English phrase. It's a win-win. This phrase is very useful in many situations. It means that something is good for both sides. Both people or groups get something good from the same situation. Everyone wins, so it is called a win-win. When you say it's a win-win, you talk about a situation where everyone benefits. No one loses. It is fair and good for all. This phrase is often used in business, work, or any partnership. But you can also use it in daily life with friends or family. For example, imagine you and a friend want to work together. You want to help with one part of the work, and your friend will help with another part. You both get something good. This is a win-win because both sides are happy. Let's say you want to design a logo for your friend's new business. Your friend will help you share and promote your work. You both help each other and get benefits. You can say, "You design the logo, and I'll promote your brand." It's a win-win. This phrase is powerful because it shows you are fair and thoughtful. When you say, "It's a win-win," you show that you care about the other person too. You want to work together in a way that helps everyone. Using this phrase can help you build trust with others. People like to work with someone who thinks about what is good for both sides. It shows good teamwork and respect. You can use "it's a win-win" when you talk about business deals, school projects with friends, family decisions. Any situation where two or more people work together, it helps make the situation positive and friendly. Try using it in your conversations. For example, if you and your friend want to share homework, you can say, "You write the introduction and I'll do the conclusion." It's a win-win. This means both of you help each other and both get good results. Remember, "it's a win-win" is easy to say and sounds very natural. It makes you sound like a smart and friendly English speaker. Practice saying it often and use it when you want to show fairness and teamwork. So next time you want to talk about a good situation for everyone, say, "It's a win-win." It's a great phrase to know. Today, let's learn a very helpful English phrase, "I'm not following." This phrase is great when you don't understand what someone is saying. Sometimes during meetings, classes, or conversations, people talk fast or use difficult words. When this happens, you can say, "I'm not following," to ask them to explain again. What does "I'm not following" mean? It means you don't understand or you are confused. You want the person to say it in a simpler way or explain more. It is a polite way to say, "I don't understand." Why is this phrase useful? Sometimes saying "I don't understand" can sound rude or too direct. But if you say, "I'm not following," it sounds polite and smart. It shows you want to learn and you are trying to understand. People will be happy to help and explain again. When can you use it? You can say this in many situations. In class, if the teacher says something difficult. At work, if someone talks about a plan and you feel confused. When someone gives instructions, but they are not clear. In daily talks, if a friend or colleague says something you don't get. For example, if your teacher explains a new topic but you don't understand part of it, you can say, "Sorry, I'm not following. Can you explain that part again?" This shows you are polite and want to understand better. Using "I'm not following" helps you learn faster. It stops confusion and makes sure you get the right information. When you say this phrase, people know you are listening carefully and want to understand. It is okay to ask for help if something is not clear. No one knows everything. Asking questions is a smart way to improve your English. Here is another example. If a friend tells a story but it is hard to understand, you can say, "Wait, I'm not following. Can you explain again?" This phrase makes your English sound natural and polite. It also shows you are confident to ask questions when you need help. Try to remember, "I'm not following," and use it when you don't understand something. It will help you in school, work, and everyday life. Practice this phrase today. When you watch English videos or listen to conversations, if something is confusing, say to yourself, "I'm not following." Then, try to find the answer or ask someone for help. This simple phrase can make a big difference in your English learning. It helps you speak politely and clearly. Sometimes when people talk, we don't understand everything. Maybe they speak too fast or use hard words. When this happens, you can say, "I'm not following." This means, "I don't understand what you are saying. Can you please explain it again?" This phrase is very useful. It helps you ask for help in a polite way, instead of saying, "I don't understand," which can sound a little direct. "I'm not following" sounds softer and nicer. People will feel good and want to help you. You can use "I'm not following" during meetings at work, in class when the teacher talks, or when someone gives you instructions, but they are not clear. It shows you want to learn and understand better. For example, if your boss talks about a new project and you are confused, you can say, "Sorry, I'm not following. Could you explain that part again?" This shows respect and helps you get the information you need. Using this phrase can stop misunderstandings. It makes sure you and the other person are on the same page. Remember, it is okay not to understand everything right away. Asking questions like this helps you learn faster and speak better English. Try to use "I'm not following" whenever you feel confused. It's a smart and polite way to ask for help. Today, let's learn a very useful English phrase. Think outside the box. This phrase is used when someone wants you to be creative and come up with new or different ideas. It means to think in a way that is not normal or usual. When you think outside the box, you look for fresh ideas that others might not see. You don't just do the same thing again and again. Instead, you try to find a better or new way to solve a problem. You can use this phrase during meetings at work or school, especially when your team needs new ideas. For example, if your group is trying to make a better plan or product and the old ideas are not working, you can say, "We need to think outside the box." This means everyone should try to be creative and find new solutions. Why is this phrase important? It shows that you are open-minded and ready to try new things. People will see you as a creative thinker. This can help you in school, work, and even daily life. For example, if you work on advertising and your ads look the same every time, you can say, "Our ad campaigns feel repetitive. We need to think outside the box this time." This means you want to try something different and interesting to get better results. You can also use this phrase when solving problems. If a problem is hard to fix, Someone might say, "Let's think outside the box and find a new way." This helps the team come up with smart and creative ideas. Remember, thinking outside the box is about being brave to try new ideas. It helps you stand out and succeed. Try to use this phrase when you want to encourage creativity. It's a great way to show that you want to improve and do things in a new way. Practice saying, "Let's think outside the box," when you want to inspire others to be creative. This will make you sound more natural and confident in English. Today, let's learn an important English phrase. Let's wrap it up. This phrase is used when you want to finish or end something. It can be a meeting, a task, or even a conversation. When you say, "Let's wrap it up," you are telling everyone it is time to stop what they are doing and get ready to finish. You can use this phrase in many situations. For example, at work or school, after a long meeting or discussion, you might say, "Let's wrap it up," to let everyone know it is time to end. It helps to finish things on time and not waste time. This phrase is polite and professional. It shows respect for other people's time. When you say, "Let's wrap it up," it means you are thoughtful and organized. You want to finish well and not take more time than needed. For example, if you are in a meeting and the discussion is almost over, you can say, "Great job today, everyone. Let's wrap it up and meet again next week." This means you are happy with the work done, but now it's time to stop and plan for the next meeting. You can also use this phrase in casual conversations. If you have been talking with friends for a long time and it's getting late, you can say, "Okay, let's wrap it up for today." This lets everyone know the conversation will end soon in a nice way. Why is this phrase useful? It helps to keep meetings and talks organized. Sometimes people talk too long, and it can waste time. Saying "let's wrap it up" is a clear and polite way to finish. Also, it shows leadership. When you say it, people listen because they know you want to be fair and respectful. Try to use this phrase next time you are in a meeting or group. You can say, "Let's wrap it up," when the meeting is done or almost done. Practice this phrase to sound more natural and professional in English. It is a great phrase to help you manage time and finish things smoothly. These phrases are not just words. They help you speak English clearly and confidently. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 phrases to practice. Use them in conversations, emails, or when you talk to yourself. Write them down. Say them out loud. Try to use them in real life. You don't need to learn all 10 phrases today. Just practice a little every day. The more you use real phrases, the more natural and confident you will sound. Which phrase will you try first? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends who want to learn English too. Thank you for watching. Keep practicing, stay confident, and keep learning English the real way.